finally, well, we're getting to the official release for the game. And so far, with what we experienced during the beta, well, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, it's looking good. Again, we'll see how Crunchyroll, A+ Japan handle things. We've been in this situation before where things did look promising, and then I think it was a certain character released, and then it was just kind of like a whole 180 on how they treated Global. So we'll kind of have to hope and pray that they just keep Global the same as CN, and we will be good as gold. When it came through the CN beta, obviously I went crazy on the CN beta. Went pretty much to the final end game stage, of course, went cracked on that one, and came to the conclusion that the game itself was pretty free-to-play friendly, I would say, for this Bleach game, of course. And the one thing which I was kind of holding off from was to see on how Global would get treated, right? Because typically with games that I've played personally, whenever there's a global version, Global tends to get, you know, shafted here and there, especially with the amount of currency that you can farm, of course, kind of typical thing, of course. But for this time round, it seems to me that Global is also looking, well, pretty much the same as CN in terms of being free-to-play friendly. Obviously, shout out to the Bleach Soul news page. Make sure to follow it so you guys keep up to date with upcoming characters and all that good stuff, because there's a plethora of new characters releasing. We will talk about December, because apparently someone's big releasing next month. So obviously the game comes out on 20. I don't know how it's going to work, to be honest, because obviously the release character is going to be Ichigo, and then it's going to be Hitsugaya. We know that for a fact. And then after that, I don't know what's going on, but apparently it's going to be someone crazy. But we'll get into that separately, of course. So obviously the weapon banner, just to show you guys, if you're going after the specific rate up premium banner, the characters themselves will be at a 1.84 rate, and pretty much they're guaranteed, right? In terms of the P, how it works, there's no 50-50. You pretty much just run it, you get to the max amount, and then you guarantee the character. There's no messing about. There's none of the shenanigans on getting something else. This is what I actually do like, and One Piece Fighting Path does this, which I absolutely love. It's basically, well, One Piece Fighting Path has multiple other SSRs in the banner, but the first SSR you get will be the newest character. So, but in the way that Bleach is doing, as you guys can see, it's basically Ichigo, and this is Ichigo's banner. So when you're trying to go for Ichigo, you're guaranteed him. So if there's a certain character that you're waiting on for release and you want to go all in for, you can do so. Now, seeing what the beta had, at the very start of the game, like many other gachas, the game will give you a ton of currency to start things off with. To be fair, with what I experienced by playing Bleach and getting to the end game, you really don't need to hunt for dupes or go crazy on maxing anyone out, because yeah, Ichigo, because I ran with Ichigo a lot and I got to the end game with him comfortably, just kind of working on his power level and whatnot. Again, there's a lot to do with the game in terms of increasing your character's power level and getting them stronger. I mean, of course duping does help out, but I wouldn't say it's anything too, you know, you don't need to rush for. Plus, we don't know how things are going to be in terms of if these are going to be exclusive, how the reruns work. Will Ichigo be in the Hitsugaya banner? Yeah, we haven't really seen anything like that. Obviously, through the beta, that wasn't the case, right? But who knows going forward on how the previous premium characters and how they will be reintroduced into the game through other banners, of course. So we haven't actually seen anything like that. So, you know, something just kind of, you know, well, I guess food for thought in this case. But yeah, so we got a trial cycle mode. Once you defeat the initial bosses, then you unlock this part of it where obviously it's going to be mono-specific to be in your favor. And from this, each color gives you 900 Jades with a total of 3,600. What else? Jades on top of the 300 from the first section, considering the other updates. Expect to get 22,370 Jade, which is around about 140 to 150 pulls on month 1, counting only day 1 events. Most likely we'll get close to 170 to 200 pulls within the first month. This is, yeah, I mean, within the first month, that is an extremely solid amount. Again, if you are saving for future characters, because we know there's going to be some craziness happening at a later time, then that's also fine. If you do want to go for the Ichigo, I mean, to be fair, if you want to reroll for Ichigo, then you've got a plethora of summons that you can just kind of stack up on, because obviously the game itself at the very beginning will give you those normal regular banner tickets. You can utilize those to obviously set yourself up comfortably with the teams and the characters, with the day one units, of course. So having these as like premium currency, that's just going to help you out in longevity, because if 80 is pity, then I mean that's two guaranteed characters. That's two new guaranteed characters right there. Unless you get lucky with RNG, then hallelujah, you can furthermore expand your new character. 22, yeah, so 22,000. Obviously story mode. There's a side story to it called adventure mode. So adventure mode unlocks at level 30. Roughly we'll get 800, 900 Jades. So that's 5.5 pulls from this. Total launch pulls considering this is 90,270 Jades, 120 pulls. So 150 on the LTD pulls, of course, from this side of things. We also have the cooperative campaign game mode. Thankfully, this is a reoccurring mode, so nice thing that we can just consistently farm out. Get around about 1100, 1140 every month when it comes to Jades. So there's that. If you're in the top 20%, you'll get the 95 Jades times 3 a week. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty kind of them. But yeah, I think the key thing what we're trying to pinpoint and look out for is the reoccurring things, of course. But there is a bit of a roadmap on a weekly basis that kind of shows you all this. So yeah, so 1,140 on a monthly reoccurrence, of course. So this is kind of like sums things up quite nicely, so you can get an idea on what we're looking at. So as of right now, it seems you can guarantee 1 every 2 new units for free if you pity every time. So by the way, it is apparently looking like we're going to be getting 2 new characters on a monthly basis. Don't know how I feel about that. I'm kind of very comfortable with the whole 1 character every 3 weeks. That's just me on a personal level, but I've been hearing, I don't know if it's confirmed or whatnot or what's going on, but I've been hearing like every 2 weeks, I think. So yeah, 2 characters every month is what we're looking at. So, but again, I don't know if that's going to stick or if that's going to change, who knows. But it's nice to know that you can at least walk away with something rather than nothing, because you know how some other games are. But anyway, event tab, so on the character trials, 140 Jades. The culinary, which is the Orihime cooking, 440 Jades. Combat training, 300 Jades. Obviously, yeah, again, seems like we'll get more, which is fantastic. Trace 320, code 100, that's a total of 1300, 800 pulls on that bad boy. Keep in mind we need 1500 for a total of multi. When it comes to world exploration, treasure hunt will give you 580, spirit core will give you 360, snapshot will give you 310. So that's 1250, that's 7.8 pulls. Dailies is 1800 Jades on a monthly basis, so that's 11.2. Exchange shop, 3 limited characters plus weapon pulls every 2 weeks. 12 pulls per month, so that's around about 19-20 Jades worth. Achievements up to 210 achievements for now. Every achievement is between 10 to 20 Jades, so you average to 12 Jades, so that's 2,520. I feel like that should be a little bit more. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion on it. Download reward, 600 Jades. Main story, normal will give you 1,500. Hard will give you 1,280. What the? Okay, that doesn't seem right to me. I feel like it should be a little more, but hey ho. Extreme 640 Jade, so that's 3,420, so that's 21.4 pulls. Supplies, basic materials, 840 Jades. Conservation will be 1080 Jades, sorry, total of 1920. That's 12 pulls right there. Trial, Fall of Grace, 400 Jades. Challenge, license, which is around, oh yeah, so we already looked at that, 1180 of course. Tricycle, 5 to 800 Jades. Co-op not unlocked yet. We already looked into that. It is 1140. Frenzy Feast. Ooh, I don't know that one. So currently it's on 2,920, but with the Frenzy Feast, we're definitely pushing above 2 multi. So it's definitely going to be above 20 pulls on the challenge mode area. So yeah, that's definitely a guaranteed right there. Training for 22.6 pulls, and so total it says 108 pulls, 17,000. We're missing out on the co-op campaign, so that's an extra what, 1440, so we're looking around about 18470, and then of course the frenzy will probably bump it up over 19,000. So definitely we're closing in on that 20k mark on the amount of Jades that is farmable. And so this is only counting week 1 events, but this is a minimum amount of pools this game will have available day 1 for the first month. So yeah, we're kind of expecting, yeah, as it states, 150 to 170, primarily for the limited pools, because I know that's what a lot of people are going to be looking at, of course. I should say that in terms of whenever a limited character does drop, if you go back onto my Hitsugaya video that I did on the CN, the limited events that they provide for you for a new character, there is actually a hefty amount. So there is actually even more Jades to be gathered through a new character releasing, with actually the amount of events that there is for a character, because obviously there's always that little board game, there's that mini story event to learn the backstory, they do 2 sets of game mode. So again, I've praised this before, but whenever a new character does release for Bleach, event-wise for that new character is actually done very, very well. So again, furthermore Jades to kind of gather. And if you want to put that into whoever, then again, you're more than welcome to do so. So again, really decent for free-to-play friendliness right there, especially when a new character does drop. It's not all doom and gloomy with all that you can farm. Definitely you can farm out roughly around about 2 multis in terms of when a new character event does drop. So there's a lot to do. So this is kind of like a monthly reoccurrence basis, of course. So per 30 days, dailies will be around about 1800 Jades. Top 20% on co-op will be 1140. Frenzy Feast is 1800. There we go. So if we just quickly do the maths on that, we have shot to 20,270 Jades. There you go. That is the total currency amount right there. Damn, that is a lot. So yeah, we were kind of, yeah, so yeah, as I stated, above 20k right there, so that's pretty nice. Of course, exchange shop, 6+6 characters and weapon pools, very nice to have. So total of 4740 Jades plus 6 character pools, so that's 3 multis worth. Pretty nice, I'd say, right? Yeah, right around 3 multis worth, that's fine. Especially, well, depending on if you want to go for character or weapon, so it's going to be one or the other. 41 pools will be gotten every month from recurring rewards. That's a weapon pity every month. So yeah, if you are specifically hunting for a weapon, that's a guaranteed weapon every month for the base content that reoccurs, and it's 1/3 of what you need if you want to max pity a character, of course. Again, I don't think every character is going to be kind of, you know, people are going to be chasing. I feel like a lot of people are going to be saving, especially with what's to come. I mean, certain characters have already been, I guess, leaked, and we know that on other characters that are to come. So I feel like, yeah, for the most part, a lot of people are going to be saving. I mean, if you re-roll, then you can quite comfortably get on with the game quite nicely, get to the end game stage, and then at that point, you know, you should have a ton of summons ready to rock and roll for whoever you guys are looking forward to. So I think for right now, with where the game is at, with all that we can gather on a monthly basis to what the game will be giving us on a day 1 basis, again, in terms of the full release, there's still more to be gathered, because of course if we do hit that 15 million pre-registration, I believe they're going to be giving us an extra multi. So I do believe on the full release there's still more to be gathered, which is crazy, of course. You know, we'll take that, happy days. But for right now, with the information that that we've gathered through the beta, CN, and now global, I think we're looking at a very comfortable start for the game. So if you're free to play, it's looking very promising. It's looking promising. And then if you kind of keep up with the game yourself, then on a monthly basis, you can generate pretty much half of a guaranteed. So yeah, I think we're golden. Again, if they somehow manage to kind of make premium limited characters a reoccurring thing in future banners and whatnot, or more accessible in some way at a later time, then that will also be a huge W in my opinion for the game, to those who want to get these characters at a later time, gathering their materials and premium currency. So, but I would say this is a pretty decent amount to say that you're halfway there on a monthly basis. So that to me is a bit of a W, if you ask me. Again, it could probably shoot up a little bit more, on the full release, but I think for how it's looking right now, Bleach Soul Resonance is looking to be a decently good free-to-play friendly game. For now. Hopefully Crunchyroll and A+ Japan don't screw this up. Hopefully. But yeah, just kind of want to go over that, because obviously on the CN side of it, I did speak about it beforehand to say that, you know, it is free-to-play friendly. And yeah, it seems that Global is looking also pretty decently free-to-play friendly too. So thumbs up. Thumbs up.